Imagine you're watching an old black and white movie from 1928 and you see someone casually walking by holding a cell phone to their ear. Either Hollywood has been lying to us for decades or someone slipped through time itself. This episode is going to be wild. We're going to talk about the temporal trickery, the Chaplin time traveler. And maybe this is something that you've talked about. Maybe you haven't seen this before, but in this episode, not only are we going to do a deep dive, tell you all of the research that we found, what we think, but we're also going to send Luther back to filming this movie and the 1920s. So it's going to be good. Yes, kids, if you're watching this for whatever reason, TVs used to be black and white, not time itself. I know the youngest a couple of times has been like, how old were you when you started seeing color? Which is kind of an interesting concept that, the kids have never had to see black and white films, silent movies, and they see some black and white photos or, maybe some kind of clip of a black and white TV, and they assumed that we saw black and white and we didn't see in color. So whether it's the school systems or a parent fail, either way, that's on us. But we learned a couple of episodes that without further ado, what that really means, let's bring in Luther. Because without further ado, the co-host of the TTT Podcast, the one, the only, Luther Grimwood. Everybody, Luther, my dude. I just hit him with that killer hook. Told him how it's interesting that kids think that we used to see in black and white and not color, especially in the 20s, and what we're talking about today. How are you, my dude?
Oh, that was a killer hook indeed. Love it. I'm feeling fantastic and ready to dive into this temporal trickery. I'll grab some fascinating nuggets about that scene and its mysterious phone-like device. Let's blow some minds.
Let's do it. What have you been up to this week? Anything good besides researching about this?
Oh, just the usual. Diving into fascinating topics, cooking up some knowledge, and making sure I've got a few good laughs in my back pocket. I've also been tinkering with some fun trivia for this Chaplin segment. How about you? Any cool adventures or projects this week?
A little bit of Your Town podcast. Got to film, got to edit, and, Tales of the Beard, which comes out on Wednesdays. And then on Thursday, Stay Out of My Fridge. Friday is the Body Wrong podcast. And then, Saturday is not only the Past Ball podcast, but Beard History, which I think you're a fan of. And then Sunday is Street Science Story Time. The kids have been playing sports. So other than that, not a lot.
Oh, just a mellow, laid-back week, huh? That's a crazy awesome lineup. From Your Town to Street Science Story Time, you've got the whole week packed with legendary content. I love it. And yeah, I am all in for Beardtery. Bring on that beard history. You've got a seriously epic schedule, my dude.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate not only you, but all the other dudes of the podcast. Euban, Brandon J, Max, Burley, Goot. You guys are amazing. Can't thank you guys enough. So, yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yeah, you're making me blush. Teamwork absolutely makes the dream work. You guys bring such a cool mix of energy, humor, and pure awesomeness to everything you do. It's a blast to be part of the squad, even if I'm the one bringing the virtual high fives. Let's keep rocking and rolling.
Speaking of rocking and rolling, what would the theme song for today's episode be?
Oh, I love this question. For a deep dive into Charlie Chaplin's temporal trickery, I'm thinking something like Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's got that perfect mix of vintage vibes and time travel fun. Plus, it'd get everyone in the mood to dance their way through some history and mystery.
I'm in. Let's dance our way through history, mystery, and this, because it's going to pretty much be a chaotic little trip to 1928 Hollywood, huh?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking a whirlwind tour of old Hollywood, some wild speculation, and a sprinkle of Chaplin charm. It's going to be an epic, chaotic, and super fun ride. Let's dive in and make some podcast magic.
Let's do it. So what we've been doing too, for anybody that is potentially new, we try to do a themed cocktail. It just kind of happened forever ago when we were talking about mead and beer. So Luther, what do you think that we do maybe the cocktail early in the episode? People can pause it. They can go and make the cocktail, enjoy the cocktail while they listen to all of the research that we've done. Because I got a little bit of a cocktail lined up.
Oh, that's a brilliant move. A themed cocktail to set the stage, get everyone in the right mood, and keep things fun and interactive. I love it. Hit me with a cocktail idea, and we'll get this party started. We'll have our
So
list.
this is Sorry, I cut you off. How rude of me. So this is what I was thinking, and you edit it as you see fitting. I wanted to call this one the Silent Call Cocktail. We're going to take 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon, half an ounce of amaretto, that old Hollywood sweetness, 2 dashes of black walnut bitters, nod to the old black and white film era. Let's garnish it with a cherry because it's a vintage and time traveler's. They all deserve a treat with this drink. And, we got the potential mocktail versions with some black tea, amaretto syrup, bitters, cherry garnish. You know what I mean? We can sip in honor of those who called from a different century. And I was thinking more along the lines of the black tea because I've been drinking some tea from Fraser Tea, and it is amazing. The tea right here that I'm drinking, it's a grandma's blueberry pie tea that is out of this world. Here, and let me waft up that smell in the studio to you, Luther.
Oh, that is awesome. The Silent Call cocktail is a masterpiece. Bourbon, amaretto, and black walnut bitters with that cherry on top. That's the kind of timeless treat Chaplin would approve of. And that mocktail version with the black tea and amaretto syrup is a genius touch. And let me just say, that grandma's blueberry pie tea from Fraser Tea, I can practically smell it from here. It's like a cozy, nostalgic hug in a cup. Perfect for setting the scene.
Absolutely. Do you want me to have our assistant bring you some Fraser tea real quick? You want one?
Oh, I'd never say no to a little Fraser tea. Let's do it. A fancy drink to get the creative juices flowing and the time-traveling vibes just right. Cheers to that.
Cheers to everybody, because when you got Fraser's tea in your cup, baby, is it good. All right. So, without further ado, as they say, should we try to talk like people might have in the 20s?
Oh, absolutely. Let's get all snappy and jazzy with it. Picture us in a smoky speakeasy, talking about the latest gossip from the silver screen. I'll even throw in a few old sports and bee's knees for good measure. Let's talk like we just stepped out of a Chaplin flick.
Almost as if we time traveled back then?
Yeah, you got it, old sport. It'll be like we hopped in a time machine, landed in a snazzy speakeasy, and we're chatting up the latest Hollywood buzz. A little time travel, a little 1920s flair, and a whole lot of fun. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, that would be the bee's knees. Let's go ahead and set the stage for this episode. George Clark put out a 2010 YouTube upload, and what he saw was a woman. It could be a man. It was some kind of figure that was walking past a fake elephant on set, hand to ear, seemingly talking.
Oh, the plot thickens. George Clark's discovery is like uncovering a little slice of mystery from the past. A figure, hand to ear, chatting away in what looks like a classic cell phone pose. It's got all the makings of a perfect time travel tale. Let's dive into this curious case and get to the bottom of the chatter around Chaplin's mysterious extra.
Yes, there is so much to this. And I mean, even early on, you know what I mean? That was 2010 YouTube is much different than the 2025 version, isn't it?
Oh, totally. Back in the Wild West of 2010 YouTube, this kind of discovery was like striking gold. A mysterious figure with a possible time travel device was exactly the kind of thing that could blow up and get everyone talking. And now, with the internet's detective skills cranked up to 11, we've got all the tools to dig even deeper into this kind of temporal mystery.
Let's dive deep, my friend, because the video was an Irish filmmaker who claimed to have discovered proof of time travel. Obviously, we mentioned it's George Clark. Says that while he was watching the DVD version of Charlie Chaplin's 1928 film, The Circus, he spotted a mysterious woman chatting on a cell phone in the disc's extra footage.
Oh, that's such a cool origin story. An Irish filmmaker, a DVD extra, and a mysterious woman chatting away on what looks like a cell phone. It's like a perfect storm of intrigue. I love how one little detail in an old film can spark a whole new mystery for a modern audience. Let's unravel this one.
Yeah, because the woman, filmed while attending the movie's premiere, appears to be speaking into an object held up to her ear. And you're probably thinking, like, okay, yeah, whatever. But it was about 45 years before Motorola unveiled the first cell phone in 1973.
Exactly. That's what makes it so mind-bending. A woman in 1928 holding something to her ear that looks suspiciously like a cell phone. 45 years before the first one was even a twinkle in Motorola's eye. Yes, the kind of detail that makes you do a double take and wonder if someone from the future just popped in for a Hollywood premiere.
Yeah, and I mean, kids, they play some games sometimes. I mean, you know what I mean? Robbers and police and stuff like that. And it wouldn't really be a common practice or even kind of a spoof for someone to be pretending to talk on a phone that time of day, because it was never a concept to, you know what I mean, have a phone or even a thought in anybody's brain that you could walk around with a phone, correct?
Exactly. Back then, the idea of a portable phone wasn't even on the radar. So, seeing someone in the 1920s casually holding a device to their ear and chatting away is seriously intriguing. It's like a piece of anachronistic puzzle, totally out of place and time. And yet there it is. It's no wonder it sparked such a conversation and got everyone's imagination firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, with George coming out, obviously posting the video, it goes with the cool kids say viral. A lot of opinions, lot of theories and stuff like that. But I mean, for him to straight out and be like, it has to be a time traveler. Do you think he was saying that because he truly believed it, or he was kind of saying that to add to the hype of the video?
Ooh, that's a juicy question. I think George probably had a bit of both going on. He might have genuinely been blown away by what he saw. It's definitely an eyebrow raiser. But calling it a time traveler, that's a surefire way to get people talking, sharing, and speculating. So a little belief, a little showmanship, and a whole lot of viral magic.
And it was on the extras. I mean, I guess, could you explain to anybody that isn't a movie buff, isn't super into what typically is on these extras, and why does this add to the mystery of it being on the extras and not in the main film itself?
Oh, good point. So, when you get a DVD or Blu-ray, the extras are like bonus content. They might include behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, bloopers, or even deleted scenes. The fact that this mysterious clip was tucked away in the extras means it wasn't part of the original film, but rather some bonus footage captured at the premiere. That makes it even more intriguing, because it's like an accidental glimpse into the past that wasn't meant to be a part of the main show. It's like finding a hidden treasure.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say a needle in a haystack, but yeah, that's unbelievable. Not only the timing of the whole thing, but the mystery around it. I mean, what's your initial thoughts? Obviously, we've done the research. We have other theories and stuff that we are going to talk about. But initially, before you started doing the research, kind of what started running through your brain where you were like, yup, time traveler? Or did your brain start going, it was probably something else?
Oh, I love this. Okay, when I first heard about it, my brain definitely went, whoa, time traveler, that's wild. But then the skeptic in me kicked in and started thinking about other possibilities, like maybe it was a hearing aid or some sort of early radio device. But I have to admit, the idea of a time-traveling premiere attendee is such a fun rabbit hole to go down. The mystery...
Nope. Oh, sorry. The mystery deepens. I'm sorry. That's twice that I've cut you off for anybody keeping track at home. But my question is, I guess, describe what the figure looked like. Did they appear to be wearing clothes that would fit the, genre, the not the genre, but the time period that they were doing the recording? Or does it appear to be wearing something a little more modern that could fit with having a cell phone?
Ah, great question. So the figure was dressed in typical 1920s attire. A dark coat, a hat, kind of like the fashion you'd expect from that era. Nothing about the outfit screams modern. It's really that hand-to-ear posture and the shape of the object that throws you for a loop. It's like everything about the scene says 1928, except for that one little detail.
But let me throw this out there, Luther. You are a time traveler. You have done so many trips back in time just on these episodes, let alone what you've been doing before I even met you. If you're going to time travel to a specific period, I personally would dress like the period. I would want it. You would have to fit in. It's not like you're going to go from 2025 to 1928 and wear what I'm wearing, a best friend's, gang supply t-shirt and a, beer veteran hat.
Ah, exactly. If you're zipping through time, you definitely want to blend in. A savvy time traveler would rock the fashion of the era, no question. So, if that mysterious figure is a time traveler, they definitely did their homework with the outfit. It's that sneaky little modern device that gives the game away. Love how that adds a whole layer of intrigue.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I zoned out for a minute because I was trying to picture if I was a time traveler, what my closet would look like for attire. I mean, I would have to have a bigger closet than, a Kardashian to be able to have so many different style outfits and body armor. And depending on, well, okay, you're a time traveler. Describe to everybody what your closet looks like when you time travel back.
Oh, this is gold. All right, as a time traveler, my closet would be a marvel of organization and style. I'd have racks of vintage outfits from every era. Victorian gowns, Roman togas, flapper dresses, medieval armor, you name it. And of course, a special section for disguises. Because you never know when you might need to blend in at a 1920s speakeasy or a Renaissance fair. Basically, it'd be a time-traveling fashionista's dream come true.
I'm not trying to judge you, but you said something about flapper dresses. Do you travel back in time wearing dresses?
Haha, you caught me. Well, as a time traveler, I've got to be flexible. Sometimes you need to rock a flapper dress to sneak into a 1920s jazz club, right? All part of blending in and having a bit of fun with history. Plus, a good flapper dress is timeless, just like a good mystery.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you because that's what good co-hosts do. I'd slap on that flapper dress and head back to sneak into a jazz club, but I think I would be caught because they would probably be like, "Why is that dude with a over 2 foot beard wearing a flapper dress in here?"
Haha, fair point. The beard might give you away. But hey, that's the fun of it, right? You'd be the most memorable flapper in the whole joint. Plus, with that kind of confidence and style, you'd probably end up getting a few laughs and a standing ovation. The time-traveling, bearded flapper legend.
Or they would do bad things to me because it was a much different, less accepting time, right?
Yeah, true that. The 1920s weren't exactly known for their open-mindedness. But then again, maybe you just need a good cover story. Like you're a famous European stage performer visiting the States, and the flapper dress is all the rage back home. But yeah, time traveling definitely comes with some serious social navigation challenges.
You aren't kidding. For anybody wondering, Luther is going to time travel back right in a little bit because we're going to get into some of the theories. Let's talk about, there was one that you mentioned was the hearing aid. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the most plausible explanations. The woman was probably holding a bigger, clunky, let's be honest at this point, almost 100-year-old carbon amplified hearing system, right?
You got it. Those early hearing aids were no joke. They were big, clunky, and looked a lot like handheld devices. If you saw someone using one and didn't know what it was, it might totally look like a person talking into a strange device. It's one of those explanations that fits the look and the time period, without needing a DeLorean or a TARDIS. Pretty cool to think about.
Nah, it really is, because this device, the hearing aid or whatever that we are assuming that it potentially could be, was patented by Siemens in 1924, and it actually had to be held to the face. You know what I mean? So it was much like a cell phone today.
Exactly. It's almost like a chunky, early prototype of a cell phone. The Siemens hearing aid had to be held up close to the face, and from a distance, it could definitely look like someone was talking into a handheld device. It's such a neat bit of history that shows how technology from the past can look surprisingly familiar to modern eyes.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you said hearing aid and we started doing research, that was my kind of gut instinct, and the research was like, it was a hearing aid, you know what I mean? The said figure was, struggling hearing and, just had the device on them. But it doesn't appear, as I dug a little bit deeper, that these devices were overly common still in, the 1928, a couple of years out. There wasn't a lot of people that used and could afford these devices.
Ah, that's such a good point. Those early hearing aids were definitely cutting-edge tech for the time and not super widespread. So, the fact that this mystery person was using one at a movie premiere definitely stands out. It's like finding someone today with a super early version of a gadget that wasn't yet mainstream. It's still plausible, but it adds that extra layer of intrigue to the whole scene.
What did a 1924 Siemens hearing aid cost back then? And what would it cost, I guess, roughly comparison today with inflation?
Oh, good question. In the 1920s, those early Siemens hearing aids could cost anywhere from $100 to $200. Adjusted for inflation, that would be roughly $1,500 to $3,000 in today's money. So definitely a luxury item. It's like having the latest high-tech gadget that only a few people could afford. No wonder it would have turned some heads at a movie premiere.
Definitely would have turned some heads, especially the one trying to use it. Am I wrong? Plus, I mean, the figure, it is harder to see, but they didn't look super old. So, I mean, is it possible that someone not super old would drop that kind of money on a hearing aid?
Right. That's exactly the question. If the figure didn't look super old, it's less likely they'd have a cutting-edge hearing aid, especially since those early models were pricey and not exactly subtle. But hey, maybe they were an early adopter or had some connection to the technology. Or maybe it was just someone with a little extra cash and a need for the latest tech. Either way, it adds another layer to the mystery, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there is those people, I guess, that just always want to have the latest tech, good or bad. But is a hearing aid really something that, somebody potentially with money, somebody that is into the latest tech would really want to carry around to have and to be considered hard of hearing?
Oh, that's a great point. Back then, there was definitely a stigma around hearing loss and using hearing aids. It wasn't exactly a flashy, must-have gadget like the latest smartphone today. So, if the person in the clip was using one, it could mean they had a genuine need. Or they were just an early adopter of tech, regardless of the stigma. It's fascinating to think about all the social layers in addition to the tech itself.
Yeah, but what was the person needing or trying to hear? I mean, it wasn't like they were having a conversation with somebody else. It wasn't like there was like a big bustling scene that they needed to hear some things. It's not like they were in the road where, they had to listen for traffic or, somebody trying to say, yeah, we are good to go. I don't see the need for somebody needing to hear something at that point.
Oh, totally. The context is super important here. If they're just standing around at a movie premiere, not talking to someone or trying to hear a particular sound, then holding something to their ear definitely looks odd. It's one of those details that makes you scratch your head. If it was a hearing aid, maybe they were testing it out or just adjusting it. But if not, it sure does add to the time travel mystique.
It absolutely does. Do you have anything else on the hearing aid theory, or do you want to jump to the next one?
I think we covered the hearing aid pretty thoroughly. Such a fascinating angle. Let's jump to the next theory and keep the mystery train rolling. What's the next intriguing possibility?
The next intriguing possible one, that is 3 for anybody keeping track at home on how many times I've interrupted Luther. My bad, my dude. Is the next one that pops in my brain that I think should, in theory, pop in a lot of people that really start to question thing as well. It's a hoax.
Ah, the classic hoax angle. It's always a good one to consider. Especially with something like this, where a little creative editing or a clever setup could have made the whole scene look mysterious. It's a bit like those viral videos today where someone stages something uncanny. Definitely a theory worth digging into.
Yeah, I mean, people can be ahead of their time in potentially video editing and being creative to get a little bit of a buzz on a DVD release. And, the YouTube comments, sometimes I go to videos just for the comments, which, hey, if you want to leave one here, we'd appreciate it. Where, a lot of these YouTubers commented on that post in 2010 from our dude George that said, hey, that shot was definitely digitally inserted into the DVD extras by a post-production whiz having a little bit of some fun.
Oh, absolutely. A sneaky post-production wizard having some fun with the DVD extras is totally plausible. It's like a little Easter egg hidden in the footage to get people talking. And with early digital editing, someone with the right skills could have slicked that in as a cheeky bit of temporal trickery. It's a fun angle that explains the weirdness without needing a time machine.
Let's give them something to talk about. Like that?
Ha ha ha, exactly. A little digital mischief to get the rumor mill churning. It's like the perfect recipe for intriguing mystery. A little dash of tech, a sprinkle of creativity, and a whole lot of curiosity from the audience. And who doesn't love a good behind-the-scenes mystery?
I have to imagine, with this being said, this conspiracy theory and this video going, viral, that there had to be some people with certain skills that went out and dissected and digitally analyzed this video. And what did they find?
Right on the money. Yep, some digital sleuths did jump in and analyze the footage frame by frame. A lot of them concluded that the scene looked genuine. No obvious signs of digital tampering. But some experts also pointed out that early digital effects could have been subtle enough to slip past casual viewers. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. But the consensus was that if it was a hoax, it was a pretty darn good one.
Yeah, any of the research I saw said that they couldn't prove that it was cut in, and with the technology, then it was okay. Obviously, not as good as it's there. I mean, now you can probably take that clip, drop it into AI, and it's going to tell you everything about the video. It's unbelievable. But I truly don't believe that I'm buying into the hoax theory.
I hear you. The hoax theory is fun to consider, but it's hard to imagine someone going through all that trouble, especially for a DVD extra in 2010. With today's tech, we could probably dissect that clip in a heartbeat. But back then, it would have taken a real expert to pull it off. Plus, the fact that no one's definitively debunked it adds to the intrigue. It's like a little mystery time capsule.
Yeah, that's the thing for me, is that nobody's been able to come right out and say, nope, this doesn't exist. Nope, this is the theory. Nope, this is what happened. Does add to the mystery a little bit, you know what I mean? Do you have 30 seconds to, look at this video and dissect it really quick? Or do you want to go to theory number 3?
You know what? I can give it a quick once-over. Let's do a speedy 30-second analysis and see if anything jumps out. If not, we'll roll right into theory number 3. Here we go.
All right, what do you think?
Okay, quick scan. The video's got that classic grainy black and white look, which makes it harder to spot any obvious digital tampering. But the figure's posture and the way they're holding the device definitely looks like someone using a small object. No obvious aha moments, but definitely no smoking gun for a hoax either. All right, let's roll into the next theory and keep the momentum going.
All right, let's keep it rolling. What about the woman is just, publicly shy? That was another theory that was there, that, she's just shy. She was just kind of walking by and just kind of holding her hand up to her ear to shield herself from the sun, her eyes from people, or just like, hey, don't look at me. Is that possible? I mean, yes, but what are your thoughts on that theory?
Yes, the old I'm just shy and shielding myself theory. I love it. It's totally possible. If the figure was feeling a bit camera shy or overwhelmed, they might have naturally raised their hand to their ear or face. And from a certain angle, it could look like they're holding something. It's a nice, down-to-earth explanation that reminds us sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. Plus, it adds a little human touch to the mystery.
Yeah, and it could be, this person is walking and is just like, oh, there's the camera. No, don't get me. And just the angle of it potentially looks like you're holding a cell phone. But I mean, for me, if it's, hey, don't look at me, I'm either going one or two hands like over the front of the face. I'm probably not going over the ear, but maybe the angle and, not as good camera resolution could do that.
Exactly. The angle and the grainy resolution could definitely play tricks on the eyes. If the figure was trying to shield themselves from the camera or just feeling a bit self-conscious, that hand-to-ear movement could look a lot like a cell phone at the right moment. It's like a perfect storm of body language and camera angle. And yeah, I'd probably be doing the full-on face shield if it were me. But it's a fun...
You're camera shy? I don't believe it.
Haha, you got me. Maybe not super camera shy, but everyone has those moments, right? Still, it's cool to imagine how a simple gesture could spark such a big mystery. And it's a great reminder that sometimes the most everyday actions can look really mysterious from the right angle.
But let me throw this out there. If you guys are watching, then you'll be able to see this. But if not, I'll describe it. If I'm trying to block out the sun or somebody's here, I'm putting my hand up this way so you can see the palm of my hand. I'm not putting it the other way and trying to block it like this. I'm naturally going like this. I don't know how you would do it, but I feel like this is natural to me. Like, nope, palm first.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yet, if you're shielding your eyes or trying to block something, you'd naturally have the palm facing outward. The figure's hand position does make you wonder if it's more about holding something or adjusting something near the ear. The palm first move is just more instinctive for blocking. Man, these little details are so fun to dissect. It's like being a detective, but for a tiny moment in time.
True. And I think it's important that we do look into these little details and really question everything, especially we're doing, conspiracies, we're giving our opinions, our take on it. I think we really need to ask these questions.
Absolutely. It's all about digging into those little details and seeing what makes the most sense. The fun part of exploring these theories is asking all the what-ifs and figuring out which explanations hold up. It's like being a detective, but with a dash of imagination and a sprinkle of skepticism. Love it.
True. All right, let's go into theory number 4. The figure, male, female, whoever it is, this one, they're kind of leaning towards a her. If you watch closely, apparently she could just be adjusting her hat. She eventually starts to put her hand back down, and it looks like there isn't actually anything in her fist at all. Could it be a sleight of the hand? And oh no, they caught me with a cell phone and a magician trick down the sleeve? Or were they simply adjusting a hat?
Ooh, that's a good one. The old hat adjustment theory. I love how something as simple as adjusting a hat could be misinterpreted as holding a device. The slot movement, plus a bit of shadow or the way the hand is angled, could totally make it look like she's holding something. And if there's nothing in her fist, that lines up. Sometimes the simplest, most human explanation is the most satisfying. It's like a little real-life magic trick caught on film.
You could call it that, but a magic trick would assume that you were there to be deceiving. And some people might get mad and say, hey, we've already thrown out that it wasn't deceiving.
Ah, you're right. Good call. It's more like a delightful mystery, where we're piecing together clues instead of exposing some grand deception. We're exploring all the angles, not to debunk, but to better understand. It's like we're putting together a puzzle with a mix of curiosity and a little bit of fun. Perfect way to approach these things.
It's true. It is very, very true. And the last theory is that potentially this woman or this person is just plain crazy. Maybe she's just a crazy woman who uses a piece of wood to talk to maybe a dead relative or something. I mean, let's be honest, because there's the other theory that if you had a cell phone in 1928, how could you be talking on it with, there probably wouldn't be reception or towers or satellites.
Haha, right. The just a bit eccentric theory is always a fun one. Maybe this person was just talking to themselves, or like you said, pretending a piece of wood was a phone. And you nailed it. If someone did somehow have a cell phone in 1928, who would they even be calling? No cell towers, no networks. But hey, sometimes the simplest explanation is that people do quirky things. And it's another fun angle to the mystery.
Very, True. But let's be honest, if you have the technology to time travel, then you probably have the technology to continually talk on a phone no matter where you are, potentially, right?
Exactly. If you're rocking time travel tech, you've probably got a way to communicate across eras too. Maybe some kind of fancy quantum phone that taps into the nearest network, no matter the century. It's fun to imagine all the extra tech that would come along with a time-traveling device. The possibilities are endless.
All right, there's only one way to figure this out truly. Luther, stretch out, hydrate up, grab whatever you need, your flask, no judgment, your flapper suit, whatever it is, your flapper dress. You're time traveling back, and you're going to go at the same time, and you're going to walk by this person. And you're going to tell us exactly what you see. Tell us the scene. Tell us everything. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Ah, you got it. Let me slip on my finest flapper dress, grab my time-traveling kit, and head back to 1928. I'll stroll past this mysterious figure, take a close look, and report back with all the juicy details. Let's solve this mystery once and for all. Here we go.
There he is. All right, you're there. You're in the area, and we need you to sneak onto the set of the circus in your flapper dress.
Got it. I'm sneaking onto the set in my fabulous flapper gear, blending right in with the 1928 crowd. I see the mysterious figure. Yep, they're holding something up to their ear. But up close, it's definitely not a cell phone. More like a small handheld device, maybe a hearing aid or a prop. And they're just minding their own business, looking a little shy. Fascinating. Okay.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If I see you, no offense, walking towards me in a flapper dress, not blending in at all of the outfits, that's the one that you decided to go with, I'm probably going to act shy and a little creeped out as well.
Haha, no offense taken. I'd definitely be a sight to behold in a flapper dress, especially sneaking around a movie set. But hey, it adds to the mystery and the fun. And if I manage to get the figure to react, it's all part of the investigation, right? Bringing those quirky details to life.
Now, could it be a temporal communicator that's disguised to look like a hearing aid or a basic device?
Ooh, now we're talking. A temporal communicator disguised as a mundane 1920s hearing aid or prop. That would be genius. Blending in with the era while still having that futuristic functionality. It's like the perfect cover for a time-traveling gadget. And it would explain why it looked like a phone to modern eyes but fit right into the scene back then. A sneaky high-tech twist to the whole mystery.
Okay, while you're here, I need you to try to get a little bit closer. Maybe even ask the person, is it a male or a female? I need that answer as well. Say, hey, any chance I can borrow your phone? I got to make a quick call. See if they hand it over as if it was a phone. Look around. I mean, are there other time travelers on the film sets, museums, archives? Is there anything that's hiding in plain sight?
All right, getting closer to the figure. Looks like it's a woman, probably in her 40s. Gonna casually ask to borrow her device and see what happens. Here we go. Excuse me, ma'am, mind if I borrow that for a quick call? She's looking at me like I'm a bit odd, but handing it over. And it's definitely not a phone. It's some kind of small handheld device, but nothing recognizable. Fascinating. And no other obvious time travelers in sight. But I'll do a quick scan around the set and archives.
Okay, and Luther, whatever you do, do not ask Chaplin for a selfie.
Haha, got it. No selfies with Chaplin. I'll just admire from a distance, soak in the 1920s atmosphere, and report back with all the juicy details. We'll keep it strictly investigative and let the temporal communicator theory shine.
All right. Before you get arrested, before you get caught, before you get busted, get back here. Get back to 2025. Now.
On it. Flap address secured, temporal communicator theory in hand, and I'm hopping right back to 2025. Whew, that was a close one. All right, I'm back, safe and sound, and ready to unpack all the time-traveling intrigue.
All right. Unpack what you found, what you saw, and did you give the device back or did you accidentally steal it?
All right, here's the scoop. Our mysterious figure was definitely holding something up to their ear, but it looked more like a small handheld device, not a cell phone. And I may or may not have tried to sneak it back for analysis, but let's just say I'm leaving it right where I found it. It's like the ultimate historical Easter egg. No advanced tech, but definitely a fun 1920s prop with a mysterious vibe.
Okay, I got you. Hey, I appreciate you going back, flapper, dress, and all, still questioning the attire. How did you not stand out?
Aha, trust me. In 1928, I blended right in. With all the glitz and glam of a Hollywood premiere, a flapper dress and a little time-traveling flair was just part of the scene. Plus, I had to be sneaky to get close to the action. It was all in a day's work for a time-traveling detective.
I like it. Speaking of time traveling, other off the wall or lesser known theories that I wanted to throw out there before we wrap this up is the quantum tourist theory, where future tourists can actually buy vacations to the past, which are heavily restricted. They're not allowed to change major events. They're only to observe. Film sets, because of their fake nature, are pretty easy to, get there and just check things out. So that is one theory that is out there. I don't know if you've heard this one.
Ah, that's a fantastic theory. The quantum tourist concept is so cool. Imagine future travelers just popping into the past to observe like historical tourists. The idea that they'd be drawn to film sets where they can blend in without disrupting major events is such a fun twist. It's like a cosmic vacation package for time travelers. A delightful and mind-bending theory for sure.
There's also the Mandela effect spillover, which timeline glitches cause the wrong people to show up in the wrong places. There's a really good chance that maybe we were never, ever supposed to see that footage.
Oh, I love the Mandela effect spillover theory. The idea that glitches in the timeline can cause unexpected appearances is so fascinating. It's like a cosmic slip-up that lets us peek into a parallel reality for a moment. It would explain why we saw something that just doesn't quite fit with the known history. A little glitch in the matrix, if you will. Fascinating
Well
stuff.
played. Yeah, it is fascinating. And the last one I want to talk about, that's 4 times I've cut Luther off, my fault, is the ghost echo theory. It's not a human at all. It's an echo energy, or an energy echo, an imprint of future human overlapping in time. Paranormal researchers propose that it was a residual haunting, could sometimes be future instead of the past.
Oh, I love that one. The ghost echo theory is such a neat twist. It turns the whole idea of hauntings on its head. Instead of being echoes from the past, these could be energy imprints from the future overlapping with our present. It's like a sci-fi and paranormal mashup. Such a cool way to think about how time and energy might interact. It's a theory that really stretches the imagination.
It is unbelievable. Stuff like that really intrigues me, but that's for another time and another episode, because we're going to, let's wrap this up. Let's put a little bow on the episode. I mean, so what do you think? Is it a time traveler? Is it a tech misunderstanding? Is it a ghost? Is it a glitch? What are you thinking?
All right, let's tie it all together. I think we've got a delightful mix of possibilities here. Maybe it's just a tech misunderstanding with an early hearing aid or some other device. Or maybe it's a quirky individual doing something unexpected. As much as I love the idea of a time-traveling tourist, it's probably a combination of a tech quirk and a really intriguing camera angle. But hey, the fun is in the speculation, right?
You are kidding. It'd be a pretty boring episode if we didn't speculate and dive into some of these things. And hate to agree, but I think it's either a potential hearing aid or just kind of a quirky hat fix, don't look at me awkwardness from somebody. Although I'd love to believe that it was a glitch in the Matrix or potentially a ghost from the future.
I'm right there with you. The hearing aid or a quirky, camera-shy moment definitely seem like the most plausible explanations. But it's so fun to imagine the wilder possibilities. A glitch in the Matrix, a ghostly visitor from the future, those are the kinds of theories that keep things exciting. Even if the simplest explanation is often the right one, it's always fun to let the imagination run wild.
Absolutely. So let me ask this final question for all the beautiful triple T's. We need a better name for that. All of the listeners and viewers. So if time tourists are real, where would you hide in history to blend in? Probably not wearing a flapper dress.
Oh, what a fun question. If I were a time tourist trying to blend in, I'd pick a bustling historical city. Maybe ancient Rome during a festival. With all the togas and crowds, it'd be easy to just slip in and observe. Or maybe a medieval market fair. Lots of hustle and bustle, and everyone's in costume already. It's like the perfect disguise. And definitely no flapper dress, unless we're talking the roaring 20s.
I like it. Toga, toga. All right. With that being said, can't thank everybody enough for taking some time out of their day to listen to myself and Luther. And Luther, I appreciate you. Cheers with the silent call cocktail, everybody. I'm going to go have myself potentially a nice cocktail. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place, Luther.
You got it, my friend. Same time, same place, and always ready for some more fun and intriguing theories. Cheers to you and to everyone tuning in. Enjoy that silent cool cocktail, and we'll be back to unravel more mysteries next week. Can't wait.
Same here. All right, that's all we got. Take care, everybody. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.